Hello, welcome back. I am Austin. I am the maker of Stuff, which is available for iPhone, iPad, and as of today, Stuff is available for Mac. So, just about a year and a half after release, Stuff is finally coming to the Mac. Having Stuff on the Mac has been a dream of mine since I started working on Stuff. The Mac is the primary device that I use to work and that I use to track my projects and all of my to-do lists. So it makes sense to have Stuff on the Mac, but uh, I always knew that the Mac would be an addition to what was already done on iPhone and iPad. So for the first time, let me show you Stuff for Mac. All right, so here we are in Stuff for Mac. As you can tell, a very familiar environment. I did say in an earlier video, nothing should really catch you off guard, but the thing that I'm really excited about for Stuff for Mac is the way that everything feels so at home on the Mac. So all of your keyboard shortcuts, everything that you would expect to kind of just work, works. Let me give you an example of that. I'm just gonna press the down arrow here on our Today view, and you can see that this task gets highlighted, my get eggs. If I press down again, get milk, go on a walk, write in my journal, and make a demo of Stuff for Mac. Now, let me show you something that is bundled in with this Mac update that I'm really excited about. And obviously this is coming to iPhone and iPad as well. And that is in progress. So previously you could complete a task. So I'm just gonna press it, complete it just like that. You could also cancel a task. So to do that, I'm actually gonna use a keyboard shortcut, Option Command K. Cancel a task just like that. Now you can also mark a task in progress. So I'm gonna do that, Command I for in progress. And just like that, making a demo of Stuff for Mac has this blue square right here. And that indicates that this task is currently a work in progress. So this is great for long running tasks if you're reading a book, for example, or playing a game that you're trying to play through, or you're working on a bigger project like planting trees in the backyard. All of those things are great candidates for marking as in progress. You can also keep track of everything in progress right within your in progress view, just like that. And that is, like I said, available for all platforms. So I found this super, super helpful. I'm reading a few different books right now, and so marking them all as in progress is really helpful. And so I hope you find that as helpful as well, and I hope you try it out. The way that you can access that is, again, either by the keyboard shortcut or on Mac. If you just right click on the checkbox, you can mark it as in progress. On iOS and iPad, you can either right click or press and hold, and it'll mark that as in progress. So that's how that works. All right, so back to Stuff for Mac. What makes this special? Well, one of the first things that you're gonna notice up here is this little icon right here. And what this is popping out a window. So Stuff for Mac lets you manage a ton of different windows with all of your different tasks all at once. So I'm just gonna click this, and just like that, I have my Today view here in this other window. So I can kind of keep this off to the side here, even as I continue to work on other things. And again, I can do everything here that I would everywhere else. I can filter it by personal, can do anything, can check things off, all of that. And it syncs obviously with all of your windows. Now the other cool thing is that right clicking is also supported all throughout Stuff. I don't even have to open it up first. I can simply just come down here. Let's say that I want my monthly goals open in a new window. I'm just gonna right click that, hit open in new window. It's gonna do that. And then I can even just kind of make this small, just like this, and just kind of have this just kind of on my screen and available at all times. And so I can always check out what those goals are. Let's say that I'm in progress for reading a book. I can mark that as in progress. I can kind of keep those goals just down there in a separate little window, which is kind of nice. So that's how popping windows out works. Now, I did mention lots of keyboard shortcuts, so let's check out what some of those are. Now, of course, I can highlight this task. If I want to expand this, I just hit enter and it'll expand the task just like that. I, of course, can also complete it. So Command K to complete a task. If I hit Command P for plan, I can plan it out just like that. And then it's gonna move it to a different section. I can also Command Z to undo, just like that. And I can also Shift Command Z to redo. Command Z and Shift Command Z. So undo and redo, fully supported. Other keyboard shortcuts include things like Command D to duplicate. So just like that, I can duplicate this task. I can also Command delete to just delete that task, just like that. And continued keyboard shortcut support will come in the future. You can also see all of the available keyboard shortcuts by using the menu bar up here. So it'll kind of show you everything that you can do on what's currently selected. Now, something that I'm really excited about is a new feature that I call Quick Plan. So without even clicking around or opening up the plan chip card on a task, I can actually just press Option and then press anything from the tilde key here in the top left corner to assign it to today, to option 1 for tomorrow, option 2 Wednesday, option 3 Thursday. So passing it out by 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, and then I can go all the way up to option 8 to push this task out by 8 days. If I do option 9, it's going to assign it to someday. So someday I want to do this. And if I do option 0, it's going to assign it to anytime. So that's a really easy way to just assign a plan to a task without having to click through a bunch of menus. So that's how Quick Plan works. Okay, another feature that I want to show you is something called Quick Add. So Quick Add is a feature you can use no matter where you're at on your Mac to quickly add tasks into Stuff. So let me show you how that works. Okay, let's say that I'm browsing the Stuff website right here on Safari, and I come up with a task of something that I need to do. Now, even though I'm not in Stuff currently, I'm in Safari, all I have to do is hit Control Space. And Control Space is going to bring up this dialog in the center of the screen just like that. And let's say, hey, I want to update the Stuff website with Mac images. So I can type that just like that. I can even type in a plan that I want to do this at. So let's say tomorrow, and just like that, that's going to appear and assign it to tomorrow. And let's say that I also want to do this as part of my monthly goals. All I have to do is type monthly goals and click that just like that. So now that I've got this all ready to go, I'm just going to press the add button right here. You're going to see that it adds it to my monthly goals list with a plan for tomorrow. And just like that, without ever even opening Stuff, I was able to add a task into Stuff. So you can do this anywhere you're at on your Mac. As soon as you think of something, just press Control Space, and it's going to have this quick add dialog ready for you to go. You can do everything here. You can assign tags, you can assign dependencies, you can set a repeating schedule, everything like that just from Quick Add. So I hope you love that feature as well. Now, Stuff for Mac, of course, syncs with Stuff for iPhone and Stuff for iPad, so you don't have to worry about that. All you need to do is sign into the same Stuff account across all three. The other cool thing I want to show you is Listen Mode on the Mac, which is really, really helpful for just speaking your tasks into existence, essentially. So I can access this one of two ways. Either I can press the plus right here and then press this microphone icon, or I can press Command-N and then press the icon right here, or I can just do Control Command 1 and that'll kick off Listen Mode. So let's see how this works. Remind me to celebrate Star Wars Day today. I also need to go to the store and go on a walk. So I'm just gonna say those things just like that, and it is going to automatically propose those tasks. So we've got celebrate Star Wars Day, go to the store, go for a walk. And just by speaking those tasks right there, I've added them into my inbox. Now, another cool thing on Stuff for Mac that we've never seen before on any other device is multi-select just by pressing Shift. So I'm just gonna select go for a walk, and then I'm gonna Shift click celebrate Star Wars Day. It automatically selects all of those tasks. Now, the cool thing is I can expand my multi-select option to also include things like lists or spaces. So really I can just click anything here and then do actions based on what's currently assigned. So right now I'm just going to start with these three tasks selected and trash those. I can also just command click on something to trigger a multi-select. So just a handy little feature for some of you power users out there. Okay, I'm going to show you something new in the settings. You can now actually set your start of week date right here. So you can either choose the system or start it on Sunday or Monday. That was some feedback provided, so I really appreciate that. You can select which day of the week your calendars will start on and when Stuff refreshes your tasks and everything like that. All right, so that is Stuff for Mac. I hope that you get as much benefit out of this as I've gotten over the last month or so. This has been, like I said, a long project of mine to get this out and something that I've really been looking forward to. So go try it out, stress test it, let me know how it goes. Send in some feedback at this email, hello@themightycompany.com, and I will reply to you and we can address all of that feedback. You can also use the in-app submit feedback feature, so feel free to use that. I will also reply there. I just want to say a quick thank you to everybody who got us to this point. Stuff, even though it's only been available on iPhone and iPad up until now, has just seen an overwhelming amount of support, and it's so fun for me, who really cares about task managers and to-do lists, and wanted to add something into that space with Stuff because I felt like there was kind of a niche that was missing. It's so fun to interact with all of you that think the same way and for whom Stuff is kind of fitting into those cracks. So the only reason Stuff is what it is today is because of your feedback. So there's still a lot of stuff on the roadmap. So check out the roadmap and you can kind of see what I'm planning on tackling next. And if you want to support more, you can do so by leaving a 5-star review on the App Store. That is super, super helpful, and I just really appreciate the time that you take to do that because it helps other people to find stuff, and then it also helps other people to make the decision to download and to try stuff. So thank you again if you've already done that, but if you haven't yet, please consider going in and just typing out a quick 1 or 2 sentences and a 5-star review, and that would be super helpful. All right, I'll be back soon with more updates on stuff in general. And until then, keep getting stuff done and enjoy it on the Mac. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.